Hello, and welcome to the Santa Barbara County Salute to Teachers show. We're excited to introduce you to some of our fantastic teachers and show you the incredible things happening in their classrooms. There are more than 3,300 educators in Santa Barbara County who do so much to help shape the futures of the students and families they serve. The dedication of our 2019 Santa Barbara County Teacher of the Year shines in everything she does, and her excellence is definitely worth celebrating.
All right, good morning, third period. We took our midterm yesterday, so today we are starting our new unit. My name is Mandy DeWitt. I teach AP Biology and Honors Biology at Carpinteria High School. And we're gonna start by reviewing microscope parts before we jump into looking at cool things. I've always loved science because I've always loved to problem solve and figure things out, and I've always been very interested in the human body and how it works, both physically and mentally, and how everything kind of comes together. So you're going to explain how the structure fits the function. And we know that wings are to fly, so you're going to look at them up close and realize how these different things help. When you become a secondary teacher, it's often due first to a love of a subject. Like, I loved science, and so, okay, it'd be so fun to teach kids science. And then you start to realize that these are people that you have in front of you. These children, and in my case teenagers, who are right on the brink of adulthood, and they're figuring out who they are and what they want to do for the rest of their life. And so I think the biggest change for me that I've seen in my career is that I'm not a science teacher, I'm a teacher of young people. And that's the most important part, that I'm making those connections with my students every single day. And of course, science is the goal, and that's the way that we get to know each other, is through the curriculum and through the science that we do, but I'm their teacher. I'm a teacher of students.
Well, she's really caring for everyone, not just her science classes, but everyone on this campus. So she's really involved, and she's like, I just think she's one of the best teachers here.
She really makes everything super understandable. Like, she's not gonna move on until everybody is on the same page. And that's what I love about her.
So that is the larva of a mosquito, and you can see its head. We're all born kind of natural scientists. We have little kids that their favorite word to say for a little while is why? Well, why? Well, why? And so it's kind of reigniting that part that's inside of all of us that does wonder why, that does, look at something, go, I wonder why that is the way that it is. And so I think the best thing I can do as a teacher is not give them the answers, is help them come up with really good questions, and then give them the tools and the skills so that they can figure out the answer to that question on their own, that they can go out and find reputable information to research it, or design an experiment to test it. It's about, what are you learning, what evidence are you presenting, how are you putting that argument together to make an explanation.
As a science teacher, Mandy is fun. She is fun, and she brings science to life with her students. She makes science exciting. She obviously cares about her students getting passionate and excited about science.
So this is a very good one for structure function, because you can see all those little hooks.
For Mandy, I've learned that there's no end to how much a teacher can care for her students, and how much a teacher can improve their class and make a difference in students' lives.
My biggest goal as a teacher is to inspire students to just do their best. And of course, if all students chose to be science majors, that would be amazing, if they all chose to pursue science careers. But I know everyone's different, and everyone wants to pursue something differently. And so if I can give them the skills to be prepared as adults, that's my biggest goal, to make students think critically and make responsible decisions, and give them the skills that they need to be, functioning members of society.
Well, personally, she really had a big impact on my life. She helped me decide what career path I wanted to pursue, and she helped me realize that I had a great love for science, and she helped me realize that I wanted to do biomedical engineering, and it was just a great impact upon me that inspired me to pursue that path. I'm never going to be able to really thank her for everything she did for me, because it was just such a great honor to be able to have her as my teacher.
Congratulations to Mandy DeWitt on the well-deserved recognition. We'll be back in a minute to introduce you to some of Santa Barbara County's rising stars in the teaching profession. Stay right there.
Teachers are the heart and soul of our community. Cox Communications' commitment to education and our educators runs deep. In fact, our founder, James M. Cox, was a teacher before he started the company. On behalf of all of us at Cox, I'd like to say thank you, not only to the teachers we're honoring through a Salute to Teachers this year, but to all the teachers who are making a real difference in the lives of our students every single day.
Coming from a low-income family, college is always something you hear. You have to go to college, you're going to go to college, but you don't really know how you're going to get there. So the SBCC Promise really helped with the financial portion of it and really gave me and my family hope.
The SBCC Promise covers 2 years of fees, books, and supplies for any local high school graduate willing to make the commitment. It's an investment in our future, and your support makes it possible. Join us.
Welcome back. For anyone starting out in a new career, it's incredibly important to have mentors to help you learn your craft. This is also true for new teachers, and one reason why the Santa Barbara County Education Office established the Teacher Induction Program, which pairs new teachers with seasoned teacher mentors to help ensure their success. Here are 3 new educators who were nominated by their mentors and chosen as distinguished new educators.
Okay, evidence, causes, and effects. Those are the key words you're looking at. Also, towards the end, you'll zoom right up top, solutions. My name is Jake West. I teach 6th grade at Fillmore Elementary in Lompoc. So the first question is, what is climate change? That's the first thing you answer. Everything we do every day is project-based, whether it's science, social studies, math, or language arts. There's always an engineering aspect to it, or a building, something that's hands-on, so the students can really get that buy-in and then see results. They have something to hold and touch that they can see and kind of say, I did it, and get them excited about being here at school. If you were to go home and tell your parents what climate change is, what would you tell them? Would you recite that exact definition, or would you maybe change up the words and explain kind of some of the causes and effects? How would you describe it to them? So doing these projects and letting them experience the work themselves gives them that extra feedback that they need, and it allows them the opportunity to kind of go into that critical thinking aspect of things and learn and just have higher learning. If you dig deeper and you're trying to find out what effect carbon dioxide has, there's an awesome chart that dates back.
Jake is naturally nurturing. He's just got that in him. He's also positive, has a lot of energy, but goes into things with like a different outlook on things. It's always like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do it well.
I think Mr. West is a great teacher because he likes to do a lot of activities. He talks with the kids and knows what's happening.
I think he's a really great teacher because he understands what's happening. He teaches us personally if we're having trouble. So he doesn't just help one of us, he helps us all.
My big goal for teaching is to make a difference every single day. It's a short-term goal, but also a long-term goal. I know it's easy. Sometimes it feels like you're doing the same thing over and over, but these kids need consistency in their lives, and they need someone to bring that positive vibe to the classroom and be a role model for them, and I'd like to take that role. So I'm curious to hear about some of those solutions that we could do or make or plan. It gives me a chance to really have an impact and change these kids' lives, and knowing that, it makes every day of my job a blessing.
Let's go through our sign language together. Let's do show respect. Ready? Show respect.
My name is Katie Furden. I am a 5th grade teacher at Franklin Elementary School in Santa Barbara Unified School District.
How does the location of a comma change the meaning of a sentence?
Challenges of being a new teacher is, I would say, there's a lot, a lot to learn. And I have a lot of students, so I am very big on my connections with my students, and then at the same time implementing all of these standards and curriculum that you're supposed to do, and finding a right amount of time in the day to do it can be somewhat of a challenge. One step at a time, one day at a time.
Let's do some of our yoga poses.
I've always dreamed of being a teacher, so if I could live here, I would, I feel like. Does anyone know where we are at in the story, as far as the storyline? It's hard work at the same time as it is something that is so amazing. Who's doing the narrating?
She's one of the best new teachers that I've ever seen, and it's natural to her. She has really strong relationships with students, and she's just able to wear her heart on her sleeve, grow in relationships, and they work hard for her and academically succeed because they really feel that she cares.
Miss Ferdinand is a really nice teacher. I like her because she does explain stuff to us if we don't get it. She's teaching us things that how we could do math, multiplication, and division, and a lot of other things that we haven't learned, and to be a better 5th grader.
She has that light in her eyes the second she walks on campus, and you just know that she believes in every student who walks in her classroom. It doesn't matter if they're reading at a 5th grade level, if they're reading at an 8th grade level, a kindergarten level, she wants those kids to succeed. She is what I look to and what other educators look to as what the future our children need.
As 10, turning 11-year-olds, I think the #1 lesson that I would like them to learn is to be kind. It goes back full circle to why I wanted to be a teacher, and that's, you know, to help them find their voice and be the best versions of themselves. And I'm watching it unfold in front of me, and it's amazing. So it's definitely my passion and my calling, and I know that this has been the best career move, and this is what I am, a teacher.
You're trying to figure out how short we can make this passing period, right? How, like, a certain path, right? And then you can compare that to how fast students walk. My name is Andy Oshadach. I teach science at Dos Pueblos High School. What are we going to do with the map?
We're going to see how far each classroom is from one another.
Teaching is harder than I thought it would be, for sure. You can't imagine all the things that can happen and can go right and can go wrong in your classroom. How are we as far as measuring things? Do we measure? Can I show me your data? On the other hand, that's what I really love about the job, that it's so dynamic. It requires so much ingenuity in that regard, and to just not just think of how to solve problems, but thinking ahead to solve potential problems, which is something that's definitely been a challenge.
So you need to write down your procedure. What did you do today? What materials did you get, right? What was your setup?
He's a natural teacher. He knows what he's doing, he's dedicated, he stops at nothing to really support his students in content and as whole people as well. He's here before school, after school. It's just who he is. Yeah, he's amazing.
From the locker room to Q12. So how long will that take?
One of the things that I just focus on is just being able to not just critically think, but engage in the multiplicities of ways to solve problems, and being able to point out that every single way has value into solving problems.
All right, you guys have to be on your phone.
Like, he's really young in his teaching career, and he's just like, he knows what us kids need and like knows how to connect with us. He doesn't just block us out. He really works and like really tries at his job.
He genuinely cares just so much about his students. Like, he really just wants them to do well, and he really wants them to learn and then become better students.
Thank you, bye.
I really love shaking my kids' hands at the door every day.
See ya. Bye, Kevin. Bye, Sammy.
It's the most pure interaction I almost get to have with students every day, not loaded with content or grades or performance or behaviors or any of that. It's before they even walk to my classroom, I get to just have a moment with them and just have that connection of like, hey, good to see you.
Bye, Nisha.
I've done it basically every day of my teaching career, and it is the purest moment of my day.
Congratulations to our distinguished new educators. Their passion for teaching and the impact they're making on students is inspiring. Stay right there. We'll be back in 1 minute to introduce you to some of this year's standout teacher mentors.
Out here on the Central Coast, people do things differently. That's why for over 40 years, Montecito Bank and Trust has never offered a one-size-fits-all loan or mortgage, because we're not a factory, we're a bank. So along with our highly skilled bankers and 24/7 digital banking from anywhere, we personalize all of our loan solutions. We don't believe anything should come out of a cookie cutter, unless you're making cookies. Montecito Bank and Trust. Behind every great community is a great bank.
Welcome back. You just met 3 new teachers recognized this year as Distinguished New Educators. One of the reasons they're thriving as teachers is because of the support of their mentors, who offer advice, experience, and sometimes just a sympathetic ear. Here are 3 seasoned educators who were nominated by the teachers they mentor and were chosen as this year's Distinguished Mentors.
Compares 2 things using like, as, resembles.
I'm Tony Roberts, and I teach 7th and 8th grade English at San Ynez School.
In the country they come from, were they allowed to do that?
Being able to make a difference in a child's life, and not even so much just the education portion of it, but being able to build relationships with my kids and be there for support and to mentor them and guide them and help them. The teaching part is, I love that, but it's also the relationships I build.
Not necessarily a tongue twister.
Miss Roberts is the kind of teacher to be very supportive. She's very nice, she's understanding, and overall she's just like a mom to everyone.
She always has this confidence in like putting it into the best you can do and your abilities, and I just like that about her.
She makes it easy for us to understand what she's teaching us. And she has a special bond with each and every one of her students.
Just by believing in them, they start to believe in themselves and helping to create that mindset that they can do it and that they're capable and they have so much potential. That's my favorite part of teaching.
So figurative language is a simile.
I think Tony is a great mentor both for the students and for other teachers because she sets really high expectations, but she also knows how to put you at ease and to have fun and make you feel relaxed. So she has a great way of building self-confidence while expecting you to rise to your best.
Tony has been invaluable as a mentor. She always has really good advice for not just classroom and curriculum stuff, but like finding encouraging ways to motivate students.
We do a lot of collaboration and discussing of what we're doing in the classroom, what's working, what's not. And I like learning from them. That's one of my favorite pieces, is that not only do I get to build these wonderful relationships, but I get to see them develop as teachers, and then I feel that I develop more as a teacher just by sharing the ideas and collaborating.
That is a key part of our story.
Fill in the blanks. There's a word bank, and you can use the vocab page as well.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Kagonis, and I teach here at the San Ynez High School, resource specialist, grades 9 through 12.
If you didn't know, you could go back on the vocab page. Yep, give comfort when someone is upset.
I always enjoyed working with the students who struggled. I'm passionate about finding a way that they learn. I know they can learn, it's just you have to find a different avenue, and I really love that about that, so I try to find different ways to teach them so they can be successful. So that's pretty much why I chose special education.
She is a well thought out friend and teacher, and not only does she act like a second mom, she's really good at being a teacher.
She just means a lot to me because she's always there for me.
and she's very helpful.
Lulu was angry. She knew everyone at school would be talking about her. That's when she realized that she had nothing to feel ashamed about. I feel like every new teacher needs someone to lean on. I know when I first got into education, it's just very helpful to have that person for the small little questions, the bigger questions. Teaching is a lot. It's, a lot of work, and especially in special education, there's kind of other components, to it. So there's, all the paperwork that goes with it. And I just knew that, people need to be supported, especially special educators. So I wanted to be that person, and I feel like I've learned a lot the last 7 years, and I want to give back to the new teachers coming out to the profession. She would also like to model, as long as she doesn't have.
Stephanie really just showed me the ropes of the ins and outs of being a special ed teacher and the importance of it. It's obviously a very important role that she takes on, and she exemplifies that for her team and wants us to succeed.
A lot of times my mentees kind of give me a different way of thinking. They bring new thinking to the table and different teaching strategies, and seeing them try new things makes me want to go back in my own classroom and try what they're trying, and we get to collaborate, and share ideas, so that's definitely a benefit for me too. I'm, learning the new stuff that they're learning, and it's great.
First, we're going to practice seeing some of the test questions this week. So there's going to be 15 questions on the quiz this week. I'm going to show you 8 of them today.
I'm Robin Elak. I teach 8th grade social studies, and I'm the AVID district director at Kermit McKenzie Intermediate School.
Who the people who were helping the Pilgrims were?
I grew up struggling through school. I was diagnosed late with a learning disability, and so school was actually really difficult for me. And I had really fantastic teachers who supported me and helped me become the teacher that I am. I also saw the value of education as overcoming obstacles and challenges in your life, and so I wanted to be able to do the same thing and give to my students what had been given to me.
It's amazing to have people like Robin who are, 1, passionate about what they do, and 2, willing to share their practices with others, so that not only are the teachers successful, but most importantly, the students are successful.
As I got into my first couple of weeks, I was like, wow, I have a lot to learn about how to reach these kids and to connect with them. And I found that Robin had a wealth of information and ideas, and just an ear to listen to all my questions and frustrations, even in the first weeks.
I love what I do. And I love working with kids and working with fellow teachers as well. I feel like I get as much out of the process of going through it just as much as they do. I see it as more of a co-coaching, because with even though they're new to the profession, sometimes they see it in a different light, or it's things that I haven't had to think about in a long time, and so the questions they ask make you kind of reflect and think back about what you were like at that point in your career, and so it actually has helped me grow and become better as well. I think every new person in a new career needs someone who's just going to be standing on the sidelines cheering them on, so that they reach that same finish line eventually too.
Congratulations to our distinguished mentors. They are making an enormous impact on students in their own classrooms, as well as the new educators they're guiding on their paths to success. Up next, we'll introduce you to an outstanding teacher whose love of music and her students can be seen in everything she does. We'll be back in a minute.
For 45 years, Fielding Graduate University has been educating teachers and leaders for our schools. From our infant and early childhood development program to our doctoral program in educational leadership for change, our programs prepare individuals to lead at any level. As president of Fielding and a teacher myself, I am so pleased to support Cox's Salute to Teachers and to celebrate with them the talented and dedicated teachers of Santa Barbara County.
When kids have internet access at home, they're more successful in the classroom. If your child is a K-12 student and your family receives government assistance, you could qualify for discounted Cox high-speed internet for only $9.95 a month. To enroll, call 855-222-3252 or visit cox.com/C2C. And while you're there, check out the Cox Digital Academy for educational tools and web tips for the whole family.
Welcome back. A well-rounded education includes reading, writing, and mathematics, but also includes subjects like art and music. The Santa Barbara Bowls Education Outreach Program is committed to supporting performing arts in schools countywide. And each year since 2015, they've honored a local arts teacher as a Santa Barbara Bowl Performing Arts Teacher of the Year. Let's meet this year's recipient.
I'm Manuela Hoffman, and I teach band at Arianas Junior High, Arianas Elementary School, and Liberty Elementary School.
If you're playing clarinet or alto saxophone, could you take us on the journey with you?
Starting students when they're 10 years old, 11, 12 years old for the first time, and I get to open this doorway into this musical world for them.
1, 2, tenors, altos.
There's joy, just pure, genuine joy when they learn the skills, when they're able to create their own music.
Right, and the last note just extra crispy, a little bit short.
And then you get to watch them fall in love with the arts.
She's very passionate and an awesome teacher. She is the one who led me to success and what I'm doing right now.
Learning how to play music and something that sounds so amazing to your ears and you get to produce it. It's just the best feeling in the world. She knows how to get the class together because our music comes out amazing. I feel like she's just like one of the best conductors ever.
She has a great passion for music and its arts. She will always want us to be able to enjoy music. She wants us to be passionate about it as well. Like kids might just think, oh, it's just band or music. But with us, she's gonna want it's the music, it's what makes everything bring to life.
They learn stick-to-itiveness, they learn teamwork, they learn how to count in real time with one another, they learn motor skills, they learn a new language, they learn how to develop their expressive sides, they become more in touch with their emotions, they learn to listen. There's just so many countless things that all go into just playing a measure of music. We're teaching the whole child. We're helping them to grow into the people that they are. They gain a level of maturity. They gain a level of respect for what they're doing and for the people that they work with, for the instruments, for the language that they're learning. And they start to develop a more seriousness about their learning and their education that transfers over into all of their other classes and into their day. They become more organized, more self-disciplined, more capable of working with each other. It's really neat to watch them grow in those respects.
It's just the creative side of us, and you have to think outside the box, and it helps you to do this. And it's just, you know, our brains love that stimulation, and to take it away is like taking the color away from our world and just making it black and white. And Aniela, she adds that rainbow to our school.
Music changed my life. I feel very passionate about music because I myself went through that very transformation that I see my students go through. I love performing, but I love being able to play music with other people with that very intent of creating beautiful music or intense music, conveying all these emotions and having this energy up on stage. I'm passionate about music because I see how students grow and develop and how it sets them up for a lifetime of success and learning. I think what students take with them from an arts education is value in their own lives, purpose to their lives, and a connection to everybody else around them.
Much better, yes, absolutely.
What a truly impressive group of educators. Congratulations to all the honorees in our Santa Barbara County Salute to Teachers show. On behalf of the students and families who are positively impacted each and every day by the great work you do, we thank you.